In this video, we are going to talk about 10 most deadly snakes ever. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. They hiss, slither, and bite, which is unpleasant for humans and unwary victims. According to the World Health Organization, snakes bite around 5.4 million people each year, resulting in between 81,000 and 138,000 deaths. Venomous snakes kill their prey by injecting deadly compounds produced in a modified salivary gland into the prey with their fangs. Researchers stated in the journal Frontiers of Ecology and Evolution in 2019 that such venom has developed over millions of years to elicit severe reactions in the victim, ranging from immobilization and bleeding to tissue death and inflammation. Here are 10 most deadly snakes ever. So let's start. Number 10. Black Mamba. According to Live Science, Africa's deadliest snake, the black mamba, can kill a person with just 2 droplets of venom. Black mambas are brownish in hue and get their name from the dark, inky color within their jaws. They are around 8 feet, 2.5 meters, long and can go at a speed of 12 miles per hour, 19 kilometers per hour. The long snakes are born with 2 to 3 drips of venom in each of their fangs, making them fatal biters right away. According to Kruger National Park, they may store up to 20 drips in each of their fangs by adulthood. A bite from this African snake is almost usually fatal if not treated. Scientists aren't sure how many people are murdered by black mambas each year, but Blumenthal believes it is the snake that kills the most people in southern Africa. Number 9. Fer-de-lance. According to a 1984 research published in the journal Toxicon, a bite from a fer-de-lance can color a person's bodily tissue black as it begins to die. According to a 2001 study published in the journal Toxicon, these pit vipers, which occur in Central and South America and are between 3.9 and 8.2 feet, 1.2 and 2.5 m, long and weigh up to 13 pounds, 6 kilograms, are responsible for roughly half of all snakebite venom poisonings in Central America. A bite from a fer-de-lance snake can cause a person to hemorrhage because the snake's venom contains an anticoagulant, a chemical that prevents blood from clotting. And if that wasn't enough to deter you, consider this. According to the University of Costa Rica, a mother can have 90 ferocious offspring. Number 8. Boomslang. Carl Patterson Schmidt died from internal bleeding from his eyes, lungs, kidneys, heart, and brain about 24 hours after being bitten on the thumb by a juvenile boomslang, also known as a South African green tree snake, according to researchers who published their findings in the journal Biochimica et Biophysica Acta in 2017. Schmidt at Chicago's Field Museum had been tasked with identifying the snake. Schmidt, like others in the field at the time, 1890, thought that rear-fanged snakes like the boomslang couldn't produce enough venom to kill humans. They were mistaken. According to the University of Michigan Museum of Zoology, the boomslang, which may be found throughout Africa, but is mostly found in Swaziland, Botswana, Namibia, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe, is one of the most venomous of the so-called rear-fanged snakes. When not in use, these snakes may fold their fangs back into their mouths. This snake, like other dangerous snakes, produces hemotoxic venom that causes victims to bleed internally and externally, according to the museum. The boomslang is definitely the looker, with an egg-shaped head, large eyes, and a bright green striped body. According to the South African National Biodiversity Institute, when threatened, the snake would balloon its neck to twice its size and show a brilliantly colored flap of skin between its scales. A boomslang bite might result in a terrible death. According to Scientific American, blood will start leaking out of every possible exit, including the gums and nostrils, and even the tiniest of incisions, as victims suffer significant muscle and brain hemorrhaging. Blood will begin to travel through the victim's body through their feces, urine, saliva, and vomit until they die. If a victim can acquire anti-venom in time, there is an antidote for the boomslang. Number 7. Eastern tiger snake. Tiger snakes, Notechis scutatus, are a large and highly venomous snake of southern Australia, including its coastal islands and Tasmania. These snakes are often observed and locally well known by their banding, black and yellow like a tiger, although the species can be highly variable in coloration and patterning. Tiger snake venoms possess potent neurotoxins, coagulants, hemolysins, and myotoxins. Symptoms of a bite include localized pain in the foot and neck region, tingling, numbness, and sweating, followed by a fairly rapid onset of breathing difficulties and paralysis. In a study, the mortality rate from untreated bites is reported to be between 40 and 60%. Number 6. Saw-scaled viper. The saw-scaled viper, together with Russell's viper, common krite, Bungarus carolilius, and Indian cobra, Naja naja, is the smallest of India's big four, which are regarded to be responsible for the majority of bites and deaths. When threatened, this viper begins sizzling by rubbing together specific serrated scales, rather than the usual hissing sound associated with snakes, according to a journal statement. After being bitten by this viper, a person will experience localized swelling and agony, as well as the possibility of blood. According to the Educational Association Understanding Animal Research, because the venom interferes with a person's capacity to coagulate blood, it can cause internal bleeding and eventually severe kidney failure. For a human to survive, hydration and antivenom, there are 9 types of antivenom for this snake, should be given within hours of the bite, according to Understanding Animal Research. Number 5. Banded krite. During the day, the banded krite moves slowly and is more prone to bite after nightfall. According to a 2016 study published in the journal PLOS Neglected Tropical Diseases, the snake's venom can paralyze muscles and prevent the diaphragm from moving. This effectively prevents air from entering the lungs, resulting in asphyxia. Number 4. King cobra. According to the Natural History Museum in London, the king cobra is the world's longest venomous snake, measuring up to 18 feet, 5.4 meters. According to the Smithsonian Institution, the snake's keen eyesight allows it to see a moving person from approximately 330 feet, 100 meters, away. When attacked, a king cobra would flare out its hood, or the skin over its head, using specific ribs and muscles in its neck. According to the San Diego Zoo, these snakes can also elevate their heads off the ground approximately a third of their body length. Its claim to fame is the amount of venom delivered into victims, not the potency of the venom. According to the Fresno Zoo, each bite delivers roughly 7 milliliters, about 0.24 fluid ounces, of venom, and the snake typically attacks with 3 or 4 bites in rapid succession. According to Sean Carroll, a molecular researcher at the University of Maryland, a single bite can kill a human in 15 minutes, and an adult elephant in just a few hours. Number 3. Coastal taipan. According to the Australian Museum, due to its remarkable speed, you could be bitten numerous times before becoming aware of the coastal taipan. When threatened, this snake, which dwells in the wet forests of temperate and tropical coastal regions, may lift its entire body off the ground and leap fangs first into its foe, injecting venom. According to Australian Geographic, this snake's bite was nearly invariably lethal before 1956, when an efficient antivenom was developed. Number 2. Russell's viper. According to a study published in the journal PLOS Neglected Tropical Diseases on March 25, 2021, snake bites cause around 58,000 deaths in India each year, with the Russell's viper accounting for the majority of these deaths. Researchers stated in the journal Toxins in 2021 that this species is one of the most lethal of the real vipers. They cause substantial mortality among paddy farmers in Sri Lanka, where this nocturnal viper prefers to repose in paddy fields. Researchers noted in the Handbook of Clinical Neurology in 2014 that the snake's venom can cause a smorgasbord of symptoms, including rapid kidney failure, severe bleeding, and multi-organ damage. Acute strokes and, in rare cases, symptoms comparable to Sheehan syndrome, in which the pituitary gland ceases generating specific hormones, can be caused by some components of the venom related to coagulation. According to the manual, victims usually die of renal failure. Number 1. Inland taipan. According to the International Journal of Neuropharmacology, the inland taipan is one of the most poisonous snakes, indicating that even a small amount of its venom can kill prey or human victims. They reside in the floodplains of Queensland and South Australia, nestled away in the clay crevices, typically within the pre-dug burrows of other animals. The inland taipan, which lives in more distant areas than the coastal taipan, seldom comes into contact with humans, according to the Australian Museum. When the taipan senses danger, it coils its body into a tight S-shape before leaping out in a single or numerous bites. The hyaluronidase enzyme is a key component of its venom that distinguishes it from other species. This enzyme boosts the absorption rate of the toxins throughout the victim's body, according to a 2020 issue of Toxins magazine, Novel Strategies for the Diagnosis and Treatment of Snakebites. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.